Well, hello, my friends, my beautiful souls. Happy holidays. This is a very special reading for the week of, between two big holidays. This is the weekly intuitive card reading for the 25th through the 31st of December. So it's kind of like it's the weird week where, if anybody out there works in corporate, it's kind of like, is anybody really working that week? That kind of thing. It's just like anything kind of goes. That's, just for everybody, not just office workers. But so I definitely want to see what's going to come up for this week. So I'm just going to jump right in. But you guys know, before we jump right in, a couple of things. Please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel. Please share this video with anybody that really needs to hear the messages that come through here. I would really appreciate it. Trying to grow this channel for 2024 and beyond. And guys, I am still doing the year in review 2024 reading. We go through all 12 months of next year, 3 cards each. So it's a long reading. So that equals 36 cards, 3 cards per month. It's one of my favorite readings. Please book if you haven't already. Thank you to everybody that did. And that's it, guys, I think. Let me know in the comments below if it resonates. I see you people who are commenting. I really appreciate it. And I see them and I'm engaging as well. All right, guys, let's see. What the heck do we need in this weird, strange week of chaos? Well, I hope it's not chaos. Okay, what do we need? Pioneer, light, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. I love that. Pioneer archetype is really like the innovator. Anytime I see something like this, I always think of like Nikola Tesla or anybody that's like really just trying to create something that's new or something that hasn't been done before. Very near and dear to my heart. Love people like that have new ideas and move forward with them. So the fact that it's under need is saying that we really, we do need this. We need to either implement on our ideas. We need to, I'm also getting like this message that we need to hang around more people like that, or people that really stimulate our creativity or help us move forward in some type of way. I'm definitely feeling like this is related to relationships in a way. Interested to see what the rest of the reading says, but it feels like we're moving, a new path forward, kind of doing things that never have been done before. And we really need this. So this could also translate to if you guys have been doing something one way over and over and over again and it's not working, this is Spirit's way of saying it's time to pioneer a new way of kind of doing something. So, and because it's linked to ideas and that light bulb is really jumping out, it's just pay attention to the ideas that you get this week, okay? Pay attention to the things that kind of come to you naturally, because guys, I know we think ideas kind of come from the mind, but I would argue it's actually an intuitive gift of claircognizance. It's part of that, right? Because our ideas are things that are inspiring, and inspiring means in spirit, right? And so there's a connection there, okay? It doesn't just pop into your mind all of a sudden, out of nowhere, okay? That, in my opinion, was divinely planted. That was divinely guided and downloaded, okay? So we need to pay attention to those things. So that's what we really need this week. All right, let's move on, because guys, I know I keep making the videos super long, so I do want to move through these. Action needed. To be fair. Okay, so this is all about being fair, balance. So makes sense because the week, like I said, is kind of like a weird week. So some of us are off, some of us are half working, some of us are, taking care of the things that maybe we need to kind of wrap up before the new year. So we're kind of balancing things out, and that's really what we need to take action on, is just making things are fair. If we've been, spending a lot of time with work projects, now it's time for family. It's definitely just we're rebalancing things, and that could mean a bunch of different things. Whatever resonates with you guys. So makes sense to me. Issue, we have lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. Okay, so this is about, so it's under issue. So this is about moving forward. Okay, we have another card about moving forward. I mean, guys, does this not make sense? Where it's literally going into New Year's. So makes sense that this stuff is kind of coming in new, innovative, doing things differently. Okay, guys, this is really great because we're closing things up, but we're still moving forward. you guys, I don't know if I've said this before, I probably have like a million times. I love New Year's Eve. We're moving into a new calendar year, a new numerology year, a new universal year, and a personal year for everybody. And that means that the energy changes. I don't know if you guys feel it. I know if you're an empath, I'm sure you do. It feels like a fresh new beginning, okay? So, I mean, I love it. That's the reason that I love it. I'm also a Gemini, so I love new things. It's exciting. So yeah, so it makes sense that we're getting a lot of these moving forward, doing things differently cards. So we have enjoy growth and reap rewards. So this is really about growing, which is change essentially, right? And reaping the rewards. So we have an under issue. So this tells me that, we're not really, I just mentioned I'm a Gemini. I love it. I'm not gonna lie, guys, not all change I'm embracing, okay? I find it exciting, but it could also be scary. So two things can exist at one time, and it feels like that here. So it definitely does feel like we do kind of have an issue with our growth, however we're growing. And even so, like reaping rewards, I got a card for the daily reading sometime last week where it was talking about like being open to receive from our all of our giving and all of our charity is really coming back to us. And we're receiving. So I felt a little bit of like issues with receiving there. I feel a little bit with that with this card as well. So, and it's not just like, somebody giving you a gift and you don't know how to receive it. It's not as literal as that, but when we grow, we get rewards for that growth, right? It matches the vibration of it matches our new vibration, right? And so, we might have like an issue with that. So something right off the top of my head, if you've been like working on healing some relationship wounds, working on self-worth and childhood stuff, and you meet somebody that maybe is a little overwhelming and matches your vibration of where you are now, with all the growth that you've done, that's the reward a healthy relationship, right? So it might feel a little uncomfortable. It might feel you might have like a little bit of issues like receiving that type of love because you've done the growth and now it's actually here and it's you don't know necessarily how to interact with it. That's my example. And so it could, mean a few different things for you guys, apply it to your lives as it resonates and makes sense to you. But that's how it feels. It's like you've done the growth and you're ready, you're ready to reap the rewards, but you don't necessarily have a easy time accepting it or being okay with the growth. Like I said, change is great, and a lot of us may love change, and especially if things haven't been great, like I've had pretty crappy couple of years, so I'll take any kind of change, but not I don't want to get worse or anything. So, but really anything in a more positive direction I'll take. So yeah, take that as you will. I think that makes sense, but let's move on. Challenge. So kind of in the same area, what else do we have issues with? Energy healing. Interesting. Okay, so this could be actually pretty literal. I've actually been getting energy. What is going on here? Okay. So this might be kind of literal, meaning that we're having issues maybe, again, receiving, maybe healing, energetically, like we're maybe subconsciously blocking something. We're having issues getting energy healing. Like when I say literal, like, this week you really could use your chakras rebalance and then you drive to the place and they're closed for the holidays or something like that. Like something in that way, shape, or form, like I feel a blockage to getting the healing that you actually need. We did have messages last week about hiccups in our healing, whatever healing journey that is. This is energetic. So, I mean, everything is energetic, right? But this is more so, not necessarily super tangible healing, but could be maybe for some of you guys, maybe for like more of the minority, because again, this is a collective reading, so there's a lot of people out there. Not everybody's going through the same thing, but generally the themes are the same, and it'll apply to everybody kind of differently from their perspective, but there's some kind of challenge here receiving or getting to it, some kind of block. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Okay, what are we changing here? Like I said, we love change. Student, humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. Yes, I love this. Okay, So, oh my God, this is amazing to me because I love learning so much, and because, I think some of you guys know out there, most of my issues have been neurological, brain-wise, TBI stuff, traumatic brain injury stuff, minor stuff. So I haven't been able to actually learn, focus, some cognitive issues there. So that's actually quite literal to me, because basically it's saying, hey, now you're going to be the student. You're going to learn something new. So that's good for me, because I'm starting to get better where I'm at that place where I love to, learn and soak up knowledge. So that's changing. So maybe you haven't had, issues the same as me, but maybe you've had issues where you haven't been able to be in a place where you can be the student again or learn something new. But I definitely do feel like there's opportunities this week coming up for you to learn something new, whether it is to move forward in your career or learn something new about somebody. But the student is always about curiosity and being open and humility. So definitely use all of those things and utilize those qualities this week, because we're definitely going to learn something new, even if it's about like learning something new about a new person that you meet or something like that. So, keep you're always really a student of life. So keep that in mind and keep that hat on as you go through the week. Okay, focus. What to focus on? Not for you. Did we have this in the same spot? Guys, I can't remember. Let me know down below if we had this in the same spot last week. I could obviously go look at the video, but at the time of recording this, I don't remember. But not for you. So we have to focus on the things that we want to leave behind. Makes sense. We're moving into a new year. Okay, this is the last full week in December. So we're leaving behind what's not for us. Okay, there's not actually too much to say about this. I want to see what the next card is, because they kind of focus and reflect sort of go together. Stargazer, set your sights higher. Right, and then reflect, let go of what doesn't serve you and reflect on what does. What calls to your soul, connecting more to your higher self. What do you want? What do you have? Shoot for the stars. What do you have your eye on? What do you want for the new year? So reflect on that. What do you want for 2024? So makes sense to me. Pretty straightforward. Responsibilities, and not shocking. I wonder if surprise can shock me. It shocked me last week, but we'll see what kind of comes up there. Okay, responsibilities, fertility. Okay. The fertility is always about birth. Creating an environment where you can birth new things. Guys, I don't know why when I started this reading, I totally forgot that this was the last full week of December. I mean, I knew it, obviously, but I just thought it would be kind of like a wonky type energy where it's like limbo type energy, but it's not. It's pretty coming clear. I know we're not done with the reading, but it's becoming pretty clear. Like, no, we're moving forward already, which I love. Not preparing to move forward. Well, yeah, preparing to move forward, but there's no let's just say there's no chill energy. We are really trying to move forward, which makes sense because I don't know about you guys, but I have felt like I have been walking through mud, sometimes taking 3 steps backwards just to take 2 steps forward, and it is exhausting. And I am over it. And so I am ready. So I am a happy camper right now. All right, let me keep going. Fertility, our responsibilities is to set ourselves up for birthing something new. That's it. Pretty straightforward. Let's keep going. Money, finances, and career. We have angel upside down, acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. Okay, not literal. I don't know why I read that on the angel. The angel is kind of like a weird one. It's kind of like talking about innocence. And so it came in the shadow. Okay, so this, I spoke too soon. Not so great here. Last week was really, makes sense because coming off the energy of last week, I remember that was surprising. That was surprising me, is that all kind of like out of the blue, we had to kind of look at our money stuff. So this is another, shadow work type exercise where we need to kind of look at our money, finances, and career and look at where we're either lying to ourselves or we're not as innocent as we think we are, or maybe some entitled energy kind of going on here. So guys, looks like I see this as good because it looks like we're not going to be moving into the new year with like some of those attitudes around money, finances, and career. So just take a look at that. And just see how that kind of can apply to, because I definitely do feel like because we have all this like newness energy, that we are going to be moving into kind of, you know, whether it's a new role at your current job, or leaving your job for a business, or getting a new job altogether. Like, I definitely do feel a shakeup in that way. But before we do, and again, this is for most of us, not all of us, but before we do, there really needs to be some inner work done on, how do I say this? Not playing the victim, because you guys know I hate that. Maybe I don't hate it, but it's just not the right term. It's about just really, where can we take accountability? That's the best way I can kind of say it. Where can we take accountability for where we are? Okay, so it's kind of just in addition to, and if you guys, if last week was on point, that means a lot of you guys have already started to really look at money differently and really examine your relationship with money, just as the cards were saying. So this is just, it's just kind of like an extra thought point to be kind of looking at, if that makes sense. Okay, hopefully I didn't confuse you guys too much. Surprise. Okay, I'm really interested to see what comes through here. Come to the edge. All right, I'm actually not surprised with the surprise. But what I will say, because it is under surprise, it says come to the edge, which is did we get this last week? Oh my God, am I having deja vu, or did this really happen? Guys, don't judge me, okay, please? All right, so come to the edge is always about ready to take the leap. You're ready to kind of, jump off the edge. So surprise, we're ready to go. So a lot of stuff, I just got the word acceleration in my head, which, by the way, guys, a little bit of a timeout. Down below, if you've gotten this far in the video, which I hope you have, let me know your word for the year. Mine is of 2024. You pick your word of the year. Mine is victory. Okay, it speaks to me. But for some reason, I'm bringing that up because the word acceleration just like popped into my head. And you guys know I read intuitively. So I definitely do feel like this year, and I'm not shocked because we're all moving into a universal year 8 in numerology. So that means money, power, abundance. Okay, so and 8s usually move fast. Okay, so it feels it makes sense because we're going from a 7 to an 8. 7 is the complete opposite of the 8, and it's funny because they're in numerical order. And so the 7 is rest, introspection, very spiritual, very slow moving. And then once the 8 hits, it's kind of right out the door. So it makes sense that word accelerate is kind of coming up, and we have come to the edge, and we have all this stuff about moving into new energy, and why Spirit is being a little harsh with us with money, finances, because of that 8. Oh, that makes sense, right? Because you really need to figure out your money stuff before we go and head into that numerology universal year 8. Okay, so makes sense there. So we may think, Spirit is being a little harsh with us, but it's really just preparing us. And so this just feels, the word accelerating coming up is that we're ready to take a leap, and we're ready to jump off the cliff, and we're ready to jump into it, right? So guys, if you've been having slow moving energy like I have all year, I've been having it for the last 2 years, to be honest with you. Like I said, I feel like I'm walking through mud, just be ready for the acceleration. That's all I have to say. All right. Surprise. All right, friends, we have great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. I love this. Great week for friends. Definitely connect with more of your spiritual friends, or I know everybody is spiritual, but you know what I mean, right? Maybe some of our more woo-woo friends, that kind of thing. But also to find it's almost like a connect the dots moment where how do I say this? I always get usually tripped off with either 1 or 2 cards. So things have been like pretty clear so far. So this, so this one is kind of like, how do I say this? I'll say it like this. Expect profound experiences through friends, and I would even say family this week, okay? And that is really great. Guys, I was expecting the worst the last couple of weeks with like being really triggered by family because of the holidays and things like that. I will say this, like I haven't felt anything like, you know, our childhood trauma stuff coming up, like nothing, you know, that's really pertaining to like we're not being super triggered. I don't know if it's, you know, because a lot of us have like done a lot of work on ourselves the last few years or whatnot, but like the holidays are not scary, I feel like, this year. For, again, everybody is different, but that's the general collective energy that I'm getting. Like, I'm like, this is really good, especially during holiday time, I will say. Learn from those experiences, but like really expect like very like deep conversations this week, and just like more profound epiphanies, and connecting the dots moments is kind of what I was trying to say before. All right, is our romantic connections just as good? Let me see. You are seeing the situation accurately. Okay, so this is really about perceiving things, and usually we get cards that say, you know, see a different perspective, see a higher perspective, like that kind of thing. This is saying you are actually seeing things precisely. So I will say this, maybe I spoke too soon with this. So there might be, this is kind of connected to like, don't let your romantic connections make you, like if you're doubting yourself, it's really important that you hear this, because it's basically Spirit saying like, no, you're not right, but you're seeing things correctly. You're seeing things in what I like to call reality. So it kind of almost sounds like somebody's trying to gaslight you, but it doesn't feel that extreme. It feels more so like you just don't see eye to eye with your significant other or the person you're dating or whatever it actually is, who you're in partnership with. And it, I don't want to say causes conflict, but because it almost feels like it resolves very quickly. Like this angel card over here is a heavier energy than this over here. So it doesn't feel conflicting or chaotic or negative or anything like that. It feels just like Spirit needs you to know, like you're seeing things accurately, and it's okay if the other person has a different perspective kind of deal, right? And so, you know, this is kind of almost like a lesson in self-doubt in a way. And that's what Spirit is basically saying. So the other thing too, I always connect with my, I don't forget about you single people, but if you're dating, this could be really good. This is a really good card for if you're wondering if you're too picky, or you're wondering if you're not giving somebody a chance, and enough of a chance, or you're being too judgmental. And yeah, those could be true, but really this energy is saying like, trust your intuition, don't be doubting yourself, you're seeing things for what they actually are, kind of situation. So keep that in mind, guys. All right, let's move on. What is important? What is important, guys? Detective, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Like I said up there with the student card, with what's changing is that we are becoming more of the student. We have gotten a lot of teacher cards in the past, but now we're the student, and the student is always curious and asking questions. So is the detective. We're always trying to find the truth, or we're always trying to seek knowledge. So that's really important that we're moving into that archetype. So very similar in that way. So ask questions. I think that's so important. Okay, ask questions. Do not take things at fate's value. Always be learning, always be open. Okay, that's going to really come in handy for you guys this week. Health and wellness. Oh my gosh, please. Let's get a good card here. Never ending story. Womp. No! Okay, never ending story. I'm pretty sure, guys, I'm pretty sure we got this card either in the monthly or last week. I cannot be sure, but it sounds familiar. If that is true, that means Spirit wants us to know that this feels like a pattern, okay? So we might still be dealing with the pattern. Makes sense to me, honestly, because last week we were kind of dealing with a small hiccup, if you guys remember. So basically, I feel like this is coming through to say, hey, if you're still dealing with that hiccup, it's okay, okay? So the pattern is kind of still there and it's repeating this week, okay? So I will say it is connected to kind of like this energy here where it's a little, I don't want to say darker, but not so great. Let's just put it that way. As compared to like the rest of the things, because everything else is like flawless and amazing. You got to have a couple, you know, quote unquote bad apples or whatever. But Never Ending Story is really saying, you know, it's the same old thing over again. It's another pattern. And guys, I swear I shuffled, by the way, because I'm noticing that there was like a couple of them in that deck, but I swear I shuffled really, really well. I haven't gotten a lot of these cards lately, but it's very interesting that some of these cards are repeats, but no coincidences, right? So yeah, same pattern, same thing. I still get a feeling that it's really not too much to worry about, but if it's still bleeding over into this week, it's okay. It's literally just a pattern. Patterns can be broken, you know, but basically I feel like it's like the same old story. So another thing, and I gave the example last week, I won't give it again, you know, what I was talking about chronic illness. And so sometimes we just, we have flares or whatever. So you guys know. Okay, overall outcome, snake, shed old skin. Why am I like not surprised? Okay, literally letting go of the old, moving into a new version of ourselves and a new life. Finally, what a beautiful ending. Can I just say that? I have nothing else to say about that card, okay? I think it's a beautiful week going into a very beautiful year. I'm going to put out the yearly reading as well, hopefully somewhere around New Year's Eve, obviously. So I'll get that out to you. It's going to be a little bit different. I'm working on how I'm going to do it, but it's going to be super exciting. And I'm super excited for all of it, and I'm excited for this week. So you guys get ready for the acceleration. That's all I have to say. Have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.